Eric Packer, the naturopath. Thanks for coming back. Let's talk about night shift workers. Well, I used to be a night shift worker myself a long time ago. Well, not that long ago, only about 40 years ago. Not quite far back as the dinosaurs, but shift working is hard on the body. I worked at a flour mill and I worked 3 rotating shifts. So one week I do day shift, the following week I do afternoon shift, the following week I do night shift. I did that for a few years. This is part of the reason, in fact, I'm here now doing Candida videos and, gut health, because I got really sick. Right? I'd wake up not knowing whether to go to the lavatory or eat or go to work or what. I was all over the place until I started to really understand shift work, how it affected my body. But I got so sick in the end, I developed a rampant chest infection. And then that led to antibiotics, and then it led to a huge yeast problem. And many people out there can understand, going on antibiotics recurrently for several weeks, what it does to the gut. It destroyed mine, basically. But anyway, shift working. Let's talk about 6 things, particularly diet tips, on how to avoid the traps that many people fall into when it comes to shift work. It's ideal, if you're shift working, that you run one shift. Okay, say for 1 month you may work from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. The following month you may work like the graveyard shift. Okay, you're working from 11 p.m. right through the next morning. That's going to give you more stability. My favorite was the afternoon shift. You'd have the day off, you'd come in the late afternoon and you'd work in the evening, and then you'd still come home and be able to sleep at night. That was the best shift, because I'd have time during the day to do what I wanted to do. But when it's alternating, it's not really good. You get pretty sick after a while. So the first tip with eating is try and stick to your normal day-night patterns if you can, at least until you're very stable and you've got good energy and sleep patterns, because shift working is all about productivity, of course, but it's also about being able to sleep properly and eat properly and have good gut health. Many shift workers, you just have to go out there and look at nurses in hospitals, guys that drive trucks, people who work round the clock. A lot of these people have got weight issues, okay? And often they're so tired, they end up snacking on junk, and they're tired, they drink the wrong kind of drinks, they have soda drinks, they might have energy drinks or coffee to keep them going. This is all going to affect the gut more and make the sleep more crappy and push people into chronic disease, heart disease. You're more prone to heart disease, you're more prone to diabetes, you're more prone to obesity. Don't believe me, go to the internet, type in shift work and health, you'll see so many people get sick because they don't eat and live properly when they're working shifts. So try and stick with a day-night pattern, because your body is hardwired really to want to eat during the day and sleep at night. So the trick is not to eat a lot of food at night, preferably not, only very small portion sizes. That's the key thing, little bits of food, okay? You'd rather be a little bit on the hungry side than be bloated and full and sick when you do try and sleep. So try and follow a bit of a day-night pattern. Number 2, eat less. Small portion sizes. You're not working 9 to 5. You're working unusual, weird hours. So if you've just started this job, start with very small portion sizes and gradually build up. If you come from a day job where you've had large portion sizes, you'll find it's not a good idea to eat the same portions at night at all, okay? So eat less, eat smaller portion sizes. If it's possible, maybe eat a little bit more regularly, but you can't sometimes, depending on the shift. Number 3, eating a small meal before you sleep. Okay, so when you do come home, that's when you have a little bit of food to eat, not too much food. Now, something a little bit higher on the carb side is going to make you a bit more sleepy, but make sure that you eat just enough to stop you waking up. Okay, you don't want a large amount of food, and you don't want to have just like a little piece of something. You want to have something to eat in your tummy while you do go and go to sleep, and so you won't wake up. Otherwise, your blood sugar will drop too much when you are trying to sleep, and you'll wake up. And then you'll feel tired, and you'll carry that sleep debt on and on. All right? So eating a small amount before you go to sleep. Number 4, before you actually shift, so when you start, that's when you should have a proper meal before you start your shift. So obviously have some more protein in that and some carbs to give you more energy, a bit of a boost. Good quality. Chicken tends to be quite a good food for shift workers, I believe, chicken. But it could be legumes, or it could be anything that you want as a protein, right? So before your actual shift, protein and a good meal. No fizzy drinks, number 5. So a big trap many people make is they go to the vending machine and they get a can of something out there. It could be Red Bull, or it could be something like that. Energy drinks, it's not really a good idea if you're working shift and you're going to rely on drinks to prop you up, right? Bad idea. You're far better off sticking to water, or if you want flavor, just get pure water and put a squirt of lemon or lime juice in it. Very refreshing. So the other trick is to watch out for junk, and particularly people on the road, like people who are working shifts on the road, is to stop into the drive-thrus and pick up some fatty junk. It's really good if you can eat at home or take food with you that you've already prepared. That's why you're going to avoid falling into the trap of junk. Number 6, never ignore sleep. You really need to get the sleep down to pat and understand the balance between having not enough food, too much food, and your sleep cycle. So you need to sleep, and sometimes it means sleeping during the day, which can be annoying, I know, or you'll wake up because the guy next door is mowing the lawn or screaming at the kids. That can be a bit of a pain in the neck. But if you eat too much food, you won't sleep properly, and if you eat not enough. So it's that balancing act. I've had many patients over the years that did do all kinds of shift work, mining people, nursing people, airline pilots. I've seen all these kind of people. And once I spent time with someone and looked at their lifestyle and diet, I could usually help them out and get them to a much better place. It is possible to work shift and have good health, but you really are walking a fine line, biological line, particularly when it comes to the diurnal rhythm of day and night. Once you've worked your gut out and how to eat properly, and portion sizes and type of food, you'll have not a problem, especially if you've got a partner who's understanding and allows you to sleep properly. But the sleep and diet are the big things for shift work. If you can get them nailed, you're going to be okay. Thanks for tuning in.